Let's play some hockey tonight.
Energetic, passionate, and savvy. Gouche Live. Brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gouche.
Welcome to another episode of Gouche Live right here at the Bottom Line. It is Friday night, and it's been brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and, of course, Fired Up Network. Listen, it's a bit cold out here. And, by the way, I think there's a little bit of protest coming downtown Toronto. So Jordan, my producer, and I will make this quick. We'll be 30 minutes, action-packed. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, and we're really excited. Look at this. I have got, take the jersey off my back. I'm going to stand up. Let you get a good shot at this. It is, yes, it is. It's a tuxedo shirt. Today would have been my mother's 93rd, but no, not my 93rd birthday, my mother's 93rd birthday. And I'm really, really excited to say I miss her dearly. February 4th is a very special day because tonight the NHL starts with its skill competition. She would have been watching it with me. And most importantly, the Olympics. Those were fantastic opening ceremonies. The Canadians look great. Lululemon did a great job. Buy stock in Lululemon. Yeah, my buddy told me that. Listen, Mike Burrell, our Stop Concussion ambassador in Beijing, was there to watch it. We will have him on next week as soon as the men start, and we'll be talking to him about all the great things that are going on in Beijing. All right, listen, I have got several jerseys up on auction right now. Take the jersey off my back. 33 jerseys have bid on. 7 have been bought outright. A bunch of my jerseys, $25, $50, everything counts. And of course, we've got some great NHL. And right now, I'll tell you what, Wayne Gretzky's at $1,500. And my buddy Lucky, I know he'll bump that up a little bit. I will send you the link. I know you haven't got it yet. All right, listen, I want to show you a couple others as we go through it. The one jersey that's up there, it's got number 29 on it. That is my personal jersey. At 52, I had the opportunity to go back to Germany because of Andy Marley and play for my 2,000 point. I left the game at 41. Again, third division hockey, but I'll tell you what, pro hockey as it was. And I scored 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists to gain 2,000 points. And on the back of that jersey, what's absolutely amazing are a bunch of names. This is why I did it. I wanted everybody to understand nothing is impossible. Nothing at all. So I went back and I got my 3 points, and the names on the back of the jersey were so important to me. They were Robert Belfour, good friend of mine, lost him, broke his neck, and was one of my best buddies. Eric Pelly, we lost him to second impact syndrome. The family, Joan Pelly and their entire family, what a loss, but Eric Pelly was a good friend. Kirk Gayenbuck, who we've just recently lost. He was a tremendous ambassador for our Shoot for a Cure campaign. Marc-Andre Amon, still alive and well with us. He's come out of having a spinal cord injury, doing very well. And again, my good friend, Barry Monroe, who is part of the Shoot for a Cure campaign, Canadian-American Spinal Research Organization, does so much for people that suffer from spinal cord. He's done a great job. Those names are all on the back of the jersey, along with 4 other people that I personally wanted to name as I went back and did what some people thought was the impossible play at that age. Derek Luck, I will send you the link. I know you're going to help us out. The next one. Oh, the link is right there. Derek, get on the link, kid. Want to see you. The next jersey is Ron Ellis. Ron is just an absolute true ambassador of the Stop Concussion Foundation. And of course, now with our Connected Mental Health, 16 seasons, all with the Leafs. Doesn't happen that often. He was only a Toronto Maple Leaf player. 1967 was the last Stanley Cup that was won in this city, and he was a big part of it. 1,304 games, 332 goals, 308 assists, 640 points for the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the all-time greatest left wingers for that team. And then finally, you see it right there. It's a Philadelphia jersey. It is beautiful. Signed on the front by Dale Hawerchuk, who's also known as Ducky. We've lost him way too early. Played 17 years in the National Hockey League. 1,188 games, 518 points, 891 assists for 1,409 points, a Hockey Hall of Famer, and you know him with the Winnipeg Jets. Dale Hawerchuk. Those are all up for bid. Come on and help us help athletes that can't help themselves, that are suffering from spinal cord injuries. All right, here it is. It's time. My producer has been here all day with me getting this set up for a great weekend of hockey. We're not sure we're going to be here tomorrow because we could be locked out. But I'll tell you what, we'll be bringing this show, Talking with Taylor, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have Scott Taylor here. We'll be talking about the NHL All-Star, especially the skills competition. But my producer has lined up a great show for you. Here he is, Jordan LaRoche.
Hey, Gouche.
Jordan, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. I mean, we're kind of just getting ready for a bit of a storm in Toronto.
And it's not snow.
I wish it was, honestly.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're not political on this show, but holy God, it's getting silly down here. Wayne Cowley's opened up his bar to us. Obviously, This set is absolutely spectacular. You've seen some of the shots. We've done such a great job getting ready, and now we may not be able to get here tomorrow because there's a protest. We'll have a show. We'll do it at home, but we just want to say, listen, people, please, enough's enough. There's enough snow. Stop blocking the roadways. All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about some really cool things. Obviously, the NHL All-Star game starts, or the festivities start tonight. Next week, Darren Millard and Gene Principe will be joining us. We'll be able to talk to Darren Millard because he's in Las Vegas, of course. And Gene Principe, we'll ask him, obviously, that very important question.
Are the Oilers frauds?
No. How does Evander Kane look in an Oilers jersey? God, come on, stick with me. All right, NHL festivities. There's a lot of cool things tonight. I wish I was there because there's going to be a game called 21 or 22. We'll talk about that in a second. Yep. But the fastest skater, the record is 13.1 seconds. Jonathan Drouin, 2015.
A little surprising though, but Jonathan Drouin holds the record for the fastest lap in the NHL.
That's gonna end this year. There's no question.
Really?
With this crew. And I'll tell you what, all the best to Jonathan Drouin. Obviously, when we're talking about mental health issues, he's struggled with them, and look at what he's done. He's fantastic. We're really proud of you. All right, here we go. The fastest skater competition. We've got
Chris Kreider from the New York Rangers, Adrian Kempe from the Kings, Kyle Connor from Winnipeg, Evgeny Kuznetsov from Washington, Jordan Kyrou, St. Louis, Dylan Larkin, Detroit, Cale Makar, Colorado, and Connor McDavid from Edmonton. It's a pretty stacked list. I mean, for me, there's no clear winner right now, at least. I mean, a lot of people are going to choose McDavid, but I just don't know.
All right. Well, when you look at that list, obviously, I would like to go with my good friend. Well, he's not my good friend, but I cheer on him every time the Winnipeg Jets. Kyle Connor, he is a very fast skater. I know you would probably be leaning to Chris Kreider. Will he make 50?
He'll make 50, but I don't know if he'll win this event. I mean, he's good when he's going in a straight line, but he can't really come around that corner super quick. I mean, I could be totally wrong about that tonight, but he's a big guy, so it'd be tough to do that.
Well, one time in Hanover, Indians was having fastest skater, and I don't know how old I was, 42, 43, going back for a celebrity game, and down I went. I flew into the corner. Thank God they had the pads on the boards. All right, let's talk a little bit about, we'll pick one here. Obviously, Cale Makar. A lot of people have said, I read it on the internet, a lot of people are picking him, and the way Connor McDavid skates, I think I'm going to predict 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say that McDavid will take it. I think Cale Makar will be second. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Kyle Connor.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's really a limb. I mean, Kyle Connor's an absolute stud, but I do think McDavid will win it. But I mean, I'm leaning towards like a Dylan Larkin or Cale Makar. I mean, Larkin just has that boom first 3 strides and he's gone.
Yeah.
And it's the same. I mean, a lot of those guys on that list too. But watching Dylan Larkin go out there is just a lot of fun.
Well, the way they're so good on their edges today, and that turning that corner at those high speeds. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully, nobody goes down because that's always that's actually adds some excitement. Hey, listen, I want to say a shout out to Daryl Gluck. Thank you for joining us, Derek. Obviously, Robert Wine is always here with us, and of course, John, your father. Hey, Gouche. Hey, Jordan, and Marty Roberts. We can take the subway.
I didn't even think of that, but still, I mean, I don't know if I really want to be down here with fireworks going off in the streets.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I want to do a shout out to Steve McNeil. What you do for 1926 for Alzheimer's is absolutely legendary. Absolutely legendary. So I want to do a shout out to you, and I will have you on tomorrow for 10 minutes on this Talking with Taylor show. We'll talk about all the great things that you're doing in Windsor. I know he's getting ready to start to skate. I think think he skates from midnight all the way through the night on the rink to raise money for Alzheimer's.
Wow.
That is absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's move on from there. This one's really interesting. We saw a picture of the fountains. I've been there. Have you been to Las Vegas?
I have not, no.
It is absolutely spectacular. It's fun for the old guys. Like it's living back in your dreams of, the fanciness of the glamour, obviously the Hollywoods. I can remember watching movies with Frank Sinatra. And so I think it's really not only vintage, but it's the future. And this event is the future. They're shooting a puck through the fountain.
Well, they're actually getting on a boat and going out to the middle of the Bellagio little pond that they have out there. And then they kind of split up in half. So one guy's standing on one side, the other guy's standing on the other side, and they're facing off to try and hit as many targets through the actual fountain. It's a pretty big fountain. It shoots up. So it's a cool event. A lot of money probably went into it, but there's some pretty cool guys who are playing in this one too. Jonathan Huberdeau, Claude Giroux, Jordan Eberle, Roman Josi, Nick Suzuki, Zach Werenski, and Mark Stone. And they're throwing in Jocelyn Lamoureux Davidson as well from the women's team, just to kind of just bring more inclusion into the game.
Well, that's fantastic. And I'll tell you what, the one person I'm missing here, of course, is Leon Draisaitl. If I was going to pick a guy that could pick and shoot that good, I would think Leon.
I think it's more of a pass. It's more of a saucer pass than an actual shot, because you gotta get it over and then land it on the other side, right?
Have you not seen the way Leon passes that puck?
I'm not saying he shouldn't be in there.
He can do it back.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be in there, but
come on. All right. Well, okay. Who do you think? Huberdeau is having just a heck of a season. Roman Josi, the way he feathers those pucks to the players. Mark Stone. I'm not sure about the Nick Suzuki thing. You know what? I think I'm going to go with Huberdeau.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think Mark Stone, he's more of a power forward kind of player, right? He's not really looking for that for the pass all the time. So he goes hard to the net, and I just don't think he has the hands that say a Huberdeau or a Giroux have.
And of course, we've got our buddy Derek Luck jumping in. How do people buy? I can't. You can buy now. There's a button that says buy now. Thank you for bringing that up, Derek. I will definitely send you it tonight. You and I'll be talking tomorrow. Let's get on the phone, because I need your help. We want to sell out all these jerseys. I know you can help us. And then he brings up Kadri, which we'll bring him up in a few seconds here. But I read an article today. He actually describes why he's having a breakout season. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. All right. So I picked Huberdeau. You picked Huberdeau. But the hardest shot, Shea Weber, unbelievable. I remember his shot. But the guy that holds the record, of course, is Zidane Konopka. Yeah, Z there. Zdeno Chara is unbelievable. 2012, 108.
It's ridiculous.
8 miles per hour. What do you think the hardest shot? Okay, don't mention mine because it was backhand top shelf. What's the hardest shot you think you've faced, roughly?
Oh God. I mean, probably. Skating in London with some NHL guys like Ole Mata.
He can shoot.
He can shoot. Boone Jenner as well. I mean, those guys have some pretty big shots, but yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of those two. There are a couple guys in junior C who had just for whatever reason couldn't skate very well, but just had an absolute rocket of a shot. I'm drawing blanks on some names.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, and as a goaltender, it's really crazy when these guys they can not only shoot the puck hard, but some of these guys were out of control. Yeah. Pucks flying by your head. Anything over 60 miles an hour is scary.
I've noticed a difference essentially between a fast shot and a heavy shot. Yeah. I mean, the heavy shot, when it hits you right in the chest, you feel it, and you're almost a little bit winded. Whereas a quick shot, it'll hit you and stay in your body a little quicker. So it's a little harder to get in front of the heavy shots.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, really quick story here. Obviously, we were off camera and we were talking about things. Kyle Quincy, I just want to say this real quick. There was a radio DJ that said, I can stand in front of a shot. Never played goal. This was down in Auckland, New Zealand. And he said, I can do this. And so we had to get insurance papers signed, and Kyle was going to do this. And so Kyle lined up at the blue line, skated from the red line, took a shot, whizzed it by this guy. And the guy was, I can do this, right? Kyle knew that he couldn't hit him, so he did it again. And the guy gave him this one. Come on, Kyle, make it happen. And he took a slap shot. I was telling, hit him right in the gut, like you said. Down he went, wind out of him. All of a sudden, he popped back up. harder. And Kyle did it. So I'll tell you what, kudos to him. Let's talk about the guys that are taking the shot tonight.
Yeah, so Adam Pelech from the Islanders, Timo Meier, Victor Hedman, and Tom Wilson. You got some pretty big dudes in there. So I think Timo Meier is probably the odd one out in that list. I gotta go with Hedman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hedman too. But it's interesting with Tom Wilson just being picked, obviously replacing Ovechkin. He can shoot. He's kind of a goofy dude in my eyes, but I'll tell you what, he is playing some great hockey with the Washington Capitals.
He's almost at 20 goals this year. It might even have more at this point.
Yeah, he's a very important part.
I have my feelings about him being a Rangers fan, but
we won't go there.
You got to give him credit.
Yeah, no question. Hey, listen, Marty Roberts, best name in hockey. It is a pretty cool name.
Yeah,
Boone Jenners.
He's Captain Boone Jenner.
Captain Boone Jenner
of Columbus.
Oh, I thought he was a policeman. All right, let's get into the breakaway challenge. Derek, I will get you your link. I love it. We'll send you a link right after the show. All right, breakaway challenge. This is kind of cool. Obviously, they've got some pretty interesting goaltenders. Who are they?
Yeah, Manon Rome, the first woman NHLer.
How old is she?
She'd be probably in her 40s now, I think. She played for Tampa Bay a couple of preseason games a little while ago. But the other one's also really interesting. Wyatt Russell, starred in Goon 2, 22 Jump Street, Planet of the Apes. A pretty well-known Falcon and Winter Soldier, a pretty well-known Hollywood actor. I mean, and you have a little connection to him as well, don't you?
Actor? I'm a better actor. Wyatt Russell, true story, in Timmendorfer where I played 3rd Division hockey. He was looking for a spot. I was already gone. I was retired. I get a call from the press saying, hey, did you know that Wyatt Russell is going to play for the Timmendorfer Ice Bear? And what? He actually played in the rink that I played, and he played underneath my jersey hanging over top of him. And he is the son of Goldie Hawn. You don't even know her.
No.
And Kurt Russell. Amazing.
Kurt Russell, I'd seen in a few things, like maybe like one or two, but that's probably a little before my time.
I just saw a picture. I think he is one of the Planet of the Apes, and I love him. All right, let's talk about who's going to go up against these two. Obviously, these are they're not gimmicks. They're helping to promote not only inclusion, but just making it a little bit of a fan engagement. And this certainly is that. Talk to me about who they're going up against, because I'll tell you what, it's a pretty formidable group.
It is. I mean, Kirill Kaprizov, Trevor Zegras, Jack Hughes, Alex DeBrincat, Alex Pietrangelo. I mean, Pietrangelo kind of stands out to me. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But
long reach though.
I guess. I'm really thinking about that.
Yeah.
But again, Trevor Zegras, just what he's done this year with the Michigan and then flipping the puck to Sonny Milano. He's a really entertaining player. I think he's going to pull a couple of crazy things out of this. Zach Bell from How to Hockey, his big Instagram page is going to be there too. So apparently he's been showing some of the guys a couple of tricks, a couple of little cross moves, and picking the puck up on your stick as well. So, well,
the best of that was Robbie Shrimp. He started off, and now Pavel Barber is also down there.
Yep.
I saw him in the practice rink showing his skill off. I'll tell you what, I can't even pick a puck up with Velcro, for God's sakes, or even crazy glue. Hey, listen, I want to say I did read about Travis Zegras saying that, he doesn't really see the fit between the Michigan and lacrosse. We had a little chat about that. Man, what these kids can do with a puck today and what the future holds, because now everybody's trying it. I was talking to one of my friends, Malcolm Sutherland, actually, in Thunder Bay. Kids, as soon as they get on the ice, they're not skating around anymore. They're all trying to pick the puck up.
Yeah, exactly. And the kind of culture shock that it's going to have for the rest of hockey. I mean, just look at the way the game's going to be in another 10 years. I mean, how much has come the past decade? It's going to only grow so much more in the next.
Hey, don't forget, I'm wearing a tuxedo for my mother's 93rd birthday today. We miss you lots. Lawrence, my brother, posted it today. So thank you for that. Hey, listen, obviously we are going to talk about Derek Luck, Lucky's favorite player in this next one. Kind of confused about all these cool changes that they're coming, but this one makes sense.
Yeah.
You're in Vegas. Blackjack 21 is a game. So it's 21 in 22. And that's where we're going to see Nazem Kadri put on a show.
I really like this event. I mean, it has potential to, kind of be the event in the future. It's called 21 and 22. So essentially a deck of oversized cards are set up on a wall, and the players have to shoot as many cards that add up to 21 in as little shots as possible. So 777, things like that. So we got Nazem Kadri, Austin Matthews, Joe Pavelski, Steven Stamkos, and I believe that's Brady Tkachuk. I put Tkachuk in the notes. I'm pretty sure it's Brady. But at the same time, I mean, all these guys can shoot the puck. There's gonna be a shooting competition. In my opinion, should almost replace the accuracy shooting.
It's fun.
Yeah, and you have to be a little more accurate because you have to know which card you want to hit, right?
It's a pretty cool concept. I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. I know I said, and Derek, I know you're going to pick Kadri. He's had an incredible breakout season. Like, it's been unbelievable. It's also a contract year. Any chance of coming to Toronto? Listen, I'm going to pick. I love Stamkos, Pavelski. I'm not going to go against Austin Matthews. I think Austin Matthews is going to put on a show, and we're going to be. So I'm going. I think it's going to be Austin Matthews, Kadri, and then bringing up the rear is going to be Stamkos.
I got Matthews, Stamkos, Kadri. It's going to be really tight.
Yep. All right. Accuracy shooting. Is that not what this show is about? Accuracy shooting. This is going to be interesting because one of my favorite guys, obviously, we know I talk about Leon Draisaitl. Man, he's got a heck of a shot, especially that pass from McDavid over to the right-hand side, and it's a one-timer. There's only a couple of guys, we could talk about Alex Ovechkin, Steven Stamkos, but Leon Draisaitl. If you notice, most of the big boys all shoot from that left-hand side. And what I don't see, you're a goaltender. How come the goaltender, knowing that Stamkos and, of course, Ovechkin are there to take that shot, why can't you get over quick enough?
Because they line up on the opposite wing. I mean, that negates a whole extra movement that the player has to make, receiving the pass if they're on their strong side. They receive the pass, bring it back, and then shoot it. But when you're off that offside wing, Alex Ovechkin's played left wing for most of his career as a righty. Because of this reason, you get that shot off so much quicker. It's an instant one-timer where that strong side, it's going to take a second, and then the goalie has an extra second to kind of get ready, get in position, push out a little further as well.
So we saw a lot from the left-hand side, the puck coming over, and of course, Ovechkin and Stamkos doing it over the years. Now we've got a couple new boys. Kyle Connor with the Winnipeg Jets has that same shot coming from the back of the point. And, of course, we talked about Leon Draisaitl. Who are you going with in here? This is a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, Leon Draisaitl, Clayton Keller, Rasmus Dahlin, Sebastian Aho, Jake Gensel, Troy Terry, Johnny Gaudreau, Patrice Bergeron, and Jonathan Marchessault. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say Troy Terry. He's lining it up this year in Anaheim, top 5 in the league in goals as well. I think he continues that stretch into this accuracy shooting.
Hey, we're so blessed to have one of the all-time greatest goal scorers in Washington Capitol history. Dennis Maruk is up with us, looking good. Gouche, Stamkos will win this. And then I think he had a little bit of a change of thought here, and he comes back and says, Leon. He's talking about Leon Draisaitl.
Two different events, though. Stamkos is in 21 and 22.
Okay, why are you embarrassing me? Thanks, Dennis. Thanks. You should have told me which one you're picking him for. Absolutely right. Listen, your father's coming up with a really cool concept. Interesting change in 2028 Olympics. Boxing and weightlifting are gone. A combination of getting rid of bad sports and drugs in sports and replacing them with more relevant sports for youth. The Michigan. Good question, Mark. I think as we see the Olympics play out, we are going to see more and more of these young kids. We saw it with skateboarding. We've seen it with, obviously, snowboarding. They have to evolve.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm thinking the NHL will evolve with it. We're talking about accuracy and moves and all. I think they will eventually probably have something that show us your coolest Michigan.
Yeah, I think for the All-Star competition, they'll have to add it at some point. But I mean, if you just look at the game as a whole, I mean, I just think the Michigan, this year has been attempted more than ever. Almost once a game now it's happening. So, or a guy at least stands behind the net and the demon has to kind of react to go push back to go attack him almost. Yeah. So a lot of different things can happen over this little stretch. But I mean, I don't know if he'll ever really become a staple in the game of hockey just because it is really hard to perform. But I mean, definitely it's going to be more aware and players have to kind of game plan around it.
What it does show you, though, as the kids are watching the game, They're trying to emulate their stars.
Yep.
It's certainly taking hold. Listen, you're watching Gouche Live right here at the bottom line. Don't forget to check it out. We are open Sunday, next Sunday. You know what we're doing?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. You can be down here. Don't forget, we are going to have a heck of a party down here. 50% capacity. We'll be following all the rules, but come and join us. We're going to have a great show. Hey, listen, it is lively outside right now, obviously downtown Toronto. This Friday night, it's been quiet recently. It seems like there's a little, not because there's a protest happening, but it seems like it's picking up a little bit. People are starting to move.
Yeah, I think initially after the lockout, a lot of people were kind of hesitant about going out. With Omicron still being a pretty big thing in Canada, especially. I think you got to give it another week or so before people are a little more comfortable to be able to go out. I think the Super Bowl is going to be a big kind of tell for how ready we are for all this.
Hey, don't forget, take the jersey off my back. Come on, guys. This one is for Hockey for Life. It's if you go to a rink and there's defibrillators in the rink, it's all because of this man that we lost a few years back. Robert Cohen gave me this jersey. It's got my name on the back. It's a beautiful, beautiful jersey. It looks like a tuxedo. Listen, if you're getting married, may as well get married in one of these instead of one of those penguin suits.
Didn't you?
I did too, now that you mention it. All right, listen, let's get to a story as we end. I'm really excited about the NHL All-Star. I'm really excited about the Olympics. The women look good. One of the things I want to say, Mike Burrell called me this morning early. Denmark lost to the Chinese women's team, and it was like they won the Stanley Cup. So watch the Olympics. It's going to be really exciting. And on the 9th, it all gets started for Team Canada. This is a very, very sad moment. I would say it's almost an embarrassing moment for what's gone on in the National Hockey League. These guys are all shooting themselves in the foot. Yes, it was only one owner, but my goodness, for all the good that you did a month ago, you've just completely thrown it out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Chicago Blackhawks. Rocky Wirtz. What is wrong with you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, he just blatantly snapped at a reporter from The Athletic. And I think this kind of confirms everything that we've kind of been suspicious of since this started coming out. You know, the cover up, and this the kind of turning a blind eye to this whole thing. And Rocky Wirtz, when he just unloaded on that reporter yesterday, that just confirms it all. I mean, he came out, said straight away, we're not going to talk about 2010. We're only going to look into the future. I'm not going to answer. He cut off his son, the CEO of the Chicago Blackhawks,
because he wanted to answer and just
and totally shut him down, saying it's none of your business. We don't need to tell you what we're doing to help people. I mean, it's just crazy to think about it in today's world.
Well, and his crazy comment, I think the report speaks for itself. All the reporter was just saying, okay, what do we see in the future? He had the guy couldn't have teed up the ball better for him to hit a freaking long drive by saying, you know what? Thank you for the question. We're really working on it. Here's some of the things we do. Why don't I get my younger son to speak about it? I'm sure Danny would have answered the question and it would have just been gone to the wayside. It would have been over with. Now, I'm telling you what, he tried to, backtrack. I think he's just going to dig himself a little bit deeper. I'm wondering what this is going to mean for the next couple of weeks. I've heard that people have started canceling tickets.
Yep.
There are other people now talking about, suing them again. It was once one of the highest regarded teams in the National Hockey League, the Chicago Blackhawks, my mother's favorite team until the Winnipeg Jets came into it. I remember when they won the Stanley Cup in 2010 after a long drought, and her getting to meet Bufflin. Dustin Bufflin was on that team. She was so proud to meet him, with that Chicago Black. She's probably turning in a grave right now thinking, what have you done to this storied franchise?
They just lost all kind of direction. And I mean, it just seems at every point now, they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, there was no ill intent from that question whatsoever. I believe it was something along the lines of, what are you doing to help Kyle Beach? What are you doing to help other victims of sexual assault and try to empower them? And then boom, just snaps. It makes no sense to me.
He snapped. He had an opportunity to kind of pull it back in the press conference. His son jumped in, and then he just laid it down even harder and longer when the second reporter helped. So I really feel bad. All right, listen, it is NHL All-Star Weekend tonight, the skills competition. You and I are racing home because we're really excited about the fact that we can watch all these great events. Don't forget, we have the fastest skater, 13.1 seconds is the fastest. Wow, that's tough to beat. Fountain face-off. I'm looking forward to that. That's the one I'm really excited about. Hardest shot, of course, we've seen it before. The breakaway challenge, a new concept. Love it. Good luck. Good luck, Wyatt Russell. Make us look proud in Timmendorf. 21 in 22. I'm looking forward to that. Accurate shooting. And, of course, we are all excited about the Olympics. Listen, you've been listening to Gouche Live right here at the bottom line. Come down and check it out. Support, obviously, Wayne Kelly and all the great things he's doing. And, by the way, you've got 1 week left. Lucky, you're getting the link. I want to see you make a bid tonight. Please help us help athletes that are suffering through concussions and, of course, mental health issues as we speak right now. And tomorrow, it all starts up, man. It is the All-Star game. We're looking forward. 3-on-3 process starts at 3 o'clock, and it runs for a while because it's all these games, and you're going to love it. All right. Thank you for joining me, Gouche Live. Thank you to Jordan LaRoche putting on another fantastic show here at the bottom line, brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and, of course, Fired Up Network.
You've been listening to Gouche Live with your host, Kerry Goulet, better known as The Gouche, brought to you by the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated.